Real apocalyptic weather has been striking the U.S. over this last week, and we see in LA right now, we see in LA under fire right here. And, a lot of people ain't paying attention, but, Mount Everest had a 7.1 magnitude earthquake the other day, killed 95 people. We don't see none of that shit all over social media. The East Coast been getting hit with record snow, and is it climate change? Is it really climate change that has got all the seasons and stuff messed around, or is it deeper than that? And, with all these LA fires, me being, the Aquarius that I am, I'm thinking about it a little bit deeper than the surface. And I'm looking trying to figure out how does it start, right? And I find it odd that when I look through all the stuff, I had a hard time finding anything that could really break down exactly why. And what I came to the conclusion is they don't know why these fires started, right? Now, there's many given reasons and many people pointing fingers and pointing blame, saying this person's to blame, this person's to blame. But what is the real reason these LA fires started? In this video right here, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. We're going to put our thinking cap on and we're going to dive into that. So let's get to the video.
Devastating. I don't think LA's seen anything like this before.
I hope in the future we can find a way to maybe even better prepare or to prevent this from ever happening again.
There's a clip that's going viral today of Joe Rogan predicting this LA fire. And watching that, to me, it's like, okay, if one man can put his mind around this, that all this is going to take, how come there's no systems in place, right? Or if there was systems in place, why did they get removed though? Why did those systems get removed?
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons that freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean. And there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing they can do.
So, you put your thinking cap on and you think about this just a little bit more, right? Like why, the cause right now, right, they're saying is it was a drought and high winds and, possible climate control, climate change issues that probably set a fire and the winds carried it and traveled, right? But why is it statistically speaking that 95% of these fires are made by humans though? 95% of these wildfires, statistically speaking, are human made. The other 5% comes from the climate and things around it right here, right? So here we are with the LA fires, right? And we're looking at all this devastation. And you see, this is LA's most deadly fire in history, right? Out of all the time that man can remember back in California history, this right here that we're living through in the beginning of 2025 is the most deadly fire to be set ablaze. And a lot of people are like, okay, majority of these people is rich though. I was catching the undertone from a lot of people in content, they're like, well, these are superstars and so forth. They probably got another house somewhere else. It's a cold shame because nobody ever cares about a rich person's problems. You know what I mean? If you got bread, you got money, and you really up there, nobody ever wants to hear a rich motherfucker complain about his issues. You got money, so everything got to be good. Little do them little minds know. But, I feel for all them celebrities and everybody that's affected in that, Even the whole town of LA that got to breathe in that smoke. But I feel for the people that really lost something in that fire. Think about it. They got 5 dead now, but how many more are going to be found? I think about the animals and all that stuff. And there's a video, man, so it froze in my mind, right? I'm watching it. It's a video of a man inside his house watching the fires come down on him with his dog in there. And I can't lie, that struck home with me because here I am, a man with my dog, I could only imagine and think about that, though. That is a hell of a way to die right there. Could you imagine that, seeing that fire come in on there? You just know you burning alive? out of all ways to die, I wouldn't want to die by fire. I wouldn't want to get burnt to death right there. But, you know, I'm watching this video and this man's trapped inside it. He looks like, you know, it's a real nice house, you know, glass all the way around. Like, you know, man probably had all the money in the world, right? Man was rich, probably beyond all our beliefs. And here's his dog looking up at him for, you know, help and comfort and stuff like that. He's telling the dog it's going to be all right. And here comes this fire, just boom, just smashing right through right there. I don't know where it cut off. Somebody in the comments let me know if that man survived. I don't know if he did or not, but I couldn't get a clear consensus on it. But, you know, it's a humbling thing to see from the sidelines. But, you know, my heart goes out to all them people affected right there. That's a lot of devastation. You know what I mean? That's a lot of heartache. That's a lot of grief right there. And can't no piece of content, can't you know, a couple thumb through your Instagram ever going to give you the full grasp on how much devastation and hurt and pain that people out there doing. But on top of that, like I said in the beginning of this video, you know, we're having apocalyptic type of weather, and 2025 is off to a hell of a start, ain't it? We only how many days into the month right now? 9 days, and we already seeing all this right here. And for me, seeing all this stuff right here and looking at it like it's apocalyptic, you know, it just gives me more reason to know why I need to get right with God, why I need to have my heart right with God, because you know, I'm not going to turn this into nothing preaching, and, you know, I'm not trying to do none of that, but we all got a date to go though, right? We all got a date to go. All of us are going to exit this life at some point. And, you know, if I got to go in front of God, I want to make sure when I leave here that my heart is right and my relationship with him is intact. You know what I mean? So anybody watching this video, that's the most I can give you out into this right here, because I'm not from LA. I'm from the sidelines looking in. But get right with God while you can, because, you know, we living in apocalyptic times. You know, these is the end of times in my humblest of opinions. And, you know, people be like, how you know that? You know, stuff like this happens all the time. And, you know, climate change and came before many times. The world done shifted, right? I hear all that and I understand that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you think about what's good is bad now and what's bad is good. And, you know, anybody that understands the word, you understand, you know, all this shit is upside down on his head from the fall of mankind. And seeing all this shit right here, you think God is happy with all his children on this earth right now doing all the shit they be doing? You know, you think about what's really good, it's bad though, right? People look at the good stuff, the good morale, right, as being weak, bad, you know, soft, so forth. But, you know, that demonic evil, and I say this because I was involved in that shit at one point in my life too. I served that darkness for a big duration of time in my life. And, you know, I'm thankful that I was able to get right at one point in my life, right? I still got, I'm not without flaw now, but like I feel so much better to where I was when I was running through them houses and putting in work and doing all that shit. I was serving, you know what I mean? I was serving the darkness in my humblest of opinion. When I say darkness, I say ignorance, because ignorance is going to keep you blind from the path you're supposed to travel. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I want to know what y'all think down there in them comments, man. Let me know what y'all think. Are these LA fires, are they man-made? Are these LA fires just a part of climate change happening? Are these LA fires a part of just natural fire? You guys let me know. I want to know what the consensus is, because, you know, I'm an Aquarius. I get to thinking about this shit. Looking at this shit the way I be looking at it, this shit look like it's man-made. This shit look like this was deliberately done. Who did it? I don't know who did that. I mean, we could have a whole nother video on that topic right there. But get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thinking. If you made it this far in the video, smash away one of these, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.